Moti.
Source of influencers.
That's an interesting question, actually. My goal when I got started was just to be a good photographer, I believe in energy, right? We all emit energy. We're made of pure energy, and so you attract energy to you. And I just wanted to try and capture people in the best way I could, bring out whatever beauty I could, beauty exists in all of us, and I was just literally trying to bring that out. And I think that, we're unique as humans, anything. I love shooting nature, I love shooting animals too, but my primary focus is people. And just being able to capture them in a way that speaks to who they are kind of a little bit, right? Bring out a little bit of essence in their photos. And really that was just my goal, to be able to make a living doing this art that I really love doing. And as that was a long time ago, 20 years ago. And now I really want to use my platform to raise awareness to so many different things that we can do in the world. I feel like because everything is so visually, there's so many people on just one platform, Instagram, but there's so many others, Twitter and Facebook, and so many other platforms, YouTube, where people get a glimpse of other people's lives. But not only that, you get to see more of the world, right? We're not just confined to what we see in our neighborhood, and there's issues that are happening around the world that impact our very species. And if I can use what I'm doing and the people that I work with to raise awareness to that, to raise money for that, to change culture, to change people's minds, that's what I really see myself leaning towards with my work. So still taking pictures and stuff, but definitely using that to get a message out, to raise awareness, to raise money, to do whatever we need to raise the level of just to leave a better planet than what we inherited, to make a difference. Yeah.
How do you want to do that?
Being able to raise money to work with different charities, flying around the world and taking pictures with people that influences that people actually pay attention to, and then highlighting some of the issues. There's issues like world hunger. There's so many people starving in the world. There's the global warming. There's the melting ice caps. There's the fires in the Amazon. There's the environment. There's so many issues that need to be touched upon and talked about, and people aren't aware. There's an island of plastic in the Pacific Ocean between California and Hawaii. That's the biggest island of plastic in the world, and it's I don't know exactly how big, but it's larger than the state of Texas, I think, right? It's big. And that's just one of 5. So there's so much pollution happening in the world, and if we can slowly start to make a difference, one person at a time, but one person reaches one person, each one reach one, right? Eventually you make a dent. And eventually, hopefully, we can reverse the damage that we've done and restore this beautiful planet to some of the glory it was before we destroyed it.
And how do you want to make the awareness with making pictures? You want to post them on a special account, or?
No, I want to use the accounts that we have, right? The accounts that we have already have the eyeballs. People are already looking at it, commenting, liking the photos, right? So let's just say, for example, now, Instagram's done this beautiful thing where you can post multiple images and videos within the same post, right? You take a post of just a regular photo, right? Where someone's doing whatever they're doing, maybe they're drinking out of a metal glass instead of a plastic glass. It's just a great picture. People look at it, and then you slide, and it talks about why we're using a metal glass that doesn't use plastic, and the difference that can make. I have a plastic straw, but I use the same straw over and over and over again because it's durable, and so I'm not wasting plastic straws. Every time I use one, I use one straw, I wash it, I use it again. You know, and I would use a metal straw, possibly a glass straw, but they conduct heat, and so if I had something hot, it could burn me. So there's reasons for that, but trying to find ways, like Adidas has a line of clothing that is made from recycled plastics, right? So using these businesses and brands that are actually like trying to make a difference and spreading that out there, and you can do that with a video clip that highlights that within a post that you know it's just using what's already existing and just adding to it. So it's not like, I mean, say I started a new page instead. To get that new page out there, to get the awareness, I would have to build it from the ground up to get it out there. But if I take an existing page that already has a clientele, that already has a base, that already has a fan base, and spread the message on there, then I'm reaching those people instantly. And so it's using the existing model and just changing, instead of writing a caption that oh, it's a beautiful day, like happy hump day, whatever it is, right? Sexy Saturday, whatever it is, actually have a caption that has meaning to it. And then within that post, have content that has meaning, it has a cause. You know, hopefully we get to a point where you can actually click on a link and maybe you have a link to a charity that people can donate through, a link to an event where people can go be hands-on and go pick up garbage or feed the hungry, or you know, whatever they want to do, donate blankets to. You know, now with the hurricane that just bashed into the Bahamas, right, they're going to need help. Last year it was Puerto Rico, you know, Mexico. So there's also, I mean, all the natural disasters with earthquakes and things like that, and fires, right? There's 1 million indigenous people in the Amazon that are being displaced because of the fire. So there's so many different things, and I mean, you can fact check me, don't quote me, right? I'm throwing out numbers that I've heard, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're true. But they are high numbers and they need to be addressed, and we can all do something about that. I mean, my daughter's 26 now, and I want to make sure that she's involved and make sure that she still has a planet in 50 years to raise her kids on when she has kids, right? So it's important.
Do you donate money to charities yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean, every month I have a donation that comes out of Greenpeace, but also I'm working with organizations, and we're actually in the process currently putting together huge events that are going to be charity, and all the new products that we're coming out with are going to donate a portion of the proceeds to the charity. And I can get into more of that, like once it's more solid, like we can do a follow-up interview, because I'd love to give you more information on that. But I just want to like get all my sources straight before I do that.
There are also a lot of homeless people in Los Angeles.
Around the world, yeah. Minneapolis, where I'm from, Miami, where my brother's at, San Diego, San Francisco, Denver. Like, you can name any city, pretty much, yeah, any major city anyway, in the U.S., and then you could extend that out to most of the world, and there's probably going to be homelessness, and it's a huge problem. And there's a friend of mine, Robin, who has a charity that he works with that helps works with one woman at a time, and it's you can't just give a homeless person groceries or a backpack or a meal and expect that that's going to change their life. Like, it's whole impact. Some of these people have mental illnesses that keep them on the street. So it's a whole process that requires sometimes mental care, like therapy. You know, it's not just giving them food. It's a process, and it's expensive to do. But you have to start with one at a time, right? And make the dent.
Is the United States government doing anything about this?
I'll be honest, I don't watch the news a whole lot. I feel a little disenfranchised with the separation that's going on within the U.S. Everyone trying to take sides, and what we really need to do is find a way to bring people together. So I'm not sure what the government's doing. I mean, there definitely are initiatives out there. I don't know what they are, you know, other than, like, you know, welfare, low-income housing and things like that. but there's more people. I think there's a lot more help coming from the private sector than the public sector. It'd be nice to turn that around and have businesses and government and private sector all, like, having everyone come together to solve everything. You know, it's just a wish song, right? Like, can we solve everything? We probably could solve everything. We have the power to. We put it in this state, we can certainly put it back, right? But we can't do it with the whole separatist type of ideal. We need to work together. We need to, like, recognize that it's okay for people to have differences, but still, at the end of the day, we're still the same race. We're still one species. We're still on one planet, and we all need to work together to save the planet. I'll expand on that, right? It's not just the U.S. You can't, like, I can't just say I need to save the United States. Like, we need to save the human race. We need to save, I mean, there's so many animals that are going extinct, right? Like, we need to save the animal species. There's plant life that's going extinct. We need to save that. We need to save the coral reefs, the oceans. You know, we're deteriorating the oceans, the ocean quality, ocean life, the marine life, everything. It's not just one thing. Like, there's so many things that need help, and I think that's part of the issue, is because there's so many things, like, it's hard for somebody to just pick one, right? So we need a lot of people doing a lot of things, and, like, if one group can come together and focus on this, another group focuses on that, another focuses on that, then maybe we can solve more versus just saying, I don't know what to do, because there's so many things to do.
Where do we have to get started? Where do we have to get started?
I mean, for me, getting started was making a donation to Greenpeace, right? Just starting with that, and then coming together, finding a group of people that have a similar goal in mind, and working on projects. So we're working with some filmmakers, people that make films and documentaries, working with other photographers, working with people that are social influencers, and just trying to build a collaborative group of people that, for me, like, to get started. There's an agenda out there. Once we have it, I'll share it on social media, let everyone know where they can find it. But it's been in the process for a couple of years, and we're really, like, excited to be hopefully releasing that this year. Yeah.
You said donating to Greenpeace.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are also afraid that the money isn't used the right way if they donate to a...
So, I mean, I do agree that you have to do the research. You have to vet a company before you donate to it. Like, I set up for my birthday this year, I did a little donation thing on Facebook, and I just asked people, instead of wishing me a happy birthday, like, donate money to the Oceans organization that I set up. But I did the research on them first and seeing what they were doing, and I felt like it could make it, at least they're headed in the right direction with viable ways to help clean up the oceans, right? So I set up just a little fundraiser for that, and I mean, I don't know a lot of people. We raised a few $100s for it, but if everyone on Facebook did something like that for every birthday, like, you can raise a lot of money that way. Imagine 100 people did the same thing for the same charity, right? 100 people times $300, it's $30,000, right? So.
Did you do your research on Greenpeace before you donated?
On Greenpeace?
Yeah.
I mean, Greenpeace has been around for a long time, and I don't do a lot to that. I believe in some of the things that they're doing. They have a lot of grassroots people on the ground, like, getting out there and raising awareness. And so, yeah, I didn't do a thorough research, but I'm not donating billions of dollars to them. If I was going to donate, more money, then I would do a lot more research on it. But they've been around long enough for me to see that they're boots on the ground, that they're actually making a difference with some of the initiatives that they're working on.
Follow the Moti on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.